The king is dethroned. The fortress has fallen. On the hallowed grass of center court, a place where he had been an invincible force for years, Novak Djokovic was not just beaten, he was systematically dismantled. A straight sets loss, 6-3, 6-3, 6-4, in under 2 hours. The numbers are shocking enough, but the reality on the court was even more stark, more brutal, more final. It was the end of an era, played out in real time, under the watchful eyes of a stunned global audience. What we witnessed was not just a tennis match, it was a seismic shift, a definitive statement that the old gods have been usurped, and two new, ferocious kings are now battling for the throne. Today, we delve into the stunning collapse of a legend, the chillingly brilliant rise of his successor, and the dream final that tennis has been waiting for. We will explore how a single awkward fall just days earlier may have sealed the fate of a 24-time Grand Slam champion. We will analyze the machine-like precision of Jannik Sinner that left the greatest returner of all time helpless. And we'll look ahead to the monumental clash with Carlos Alcaraz, a battle that is not just for the Wimbledon trophy, but for the soul of the next generation of tennis. The entire narrative began to unravel on Wednesday in a grueling quarterfinal. Novak Djokovic, the 38-year-old Serbian titan, suffered an awkward fall late in his victory. At the time, it might have seemed like a minor footnote, another testament to his resilience. How many times have we seen him injured, struggling, only to rise like a phoenix? But against the relentless, youthful power of Jannik Sinner, that footnote became the headline, written in bold, unerasable ink. From the very first ball of the semifinal, the signs were ominous. Djokovic looked weary, a step slow, his legendary elasticity replaced by a painful stiffness. The man who has mentally and physically dominated opponents for nearly 2 decades, who turned center court into his personal kingdom, seemed, for the first time on this sacred court, utterly and completely vulnerable. Jannik Sinner, the cool, calculating world number 1, is part predator, part machine. He sensed blood in the water and attacked without a shred of mercy. Every shot was a statement. His ground strokes were flat, deep, and relentless, painting the lines with chilling accuracy. There was no reprieve. The first set was gone in a blur. Then the second. After the second set, the sight that no Djokovic fan ever wants to see. The champion took a medical timeout. Treatment on his left thigh. A brief hope flickered across the stadium and in the hearts of millions watching worldwide. A comeback? We've seen it so many times before. The miraculous escapes, the snatching of victory from the jaws of defeat. But not this time. It became painfully clear his body was not cooperating. His movements were hampered, his spirit, for once, seemed broken by the physical limitations. A proud run of making the Wimbledon final in every edition he played since 2017 was over. His first semifinal loss at the All England club since the great Roger Federer defeated him way back in 2012. For over a decade, making the Final Four at Wimbledon meant Djokovic was practically guaranteed a spot in the final. That aura of invincibility was shattered in just 1 hour and 55 minutes. Center court, the stage for 7 of his greatest triumphs, became the site of his most definitive passing of the torch moment. But this story is as much about the conqueror as it is about the conquered. Enter Jannik Sinner, the 23-year-old Italian who now stands atop the world rankings. For him, this was not just a victory, it was an exorcism. It was a graduation. He had faced Djokovic on this very grass in 2022 and 2023, and he had lost both times. He was taught harsh, painful lessons by the master, but he went away. He studied, he worked, and he learned. Oh, how he learned. Sinner himself admitted that just 5 years ago, he struggled immensely on this surface. He looked out of his depth. Now, he moves on it with a predatory grace. His game transformed into a grass-court weapon of terrifying efficiency. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement of growth, of evolution from a contender to a ruler. He reached his first ever Wimbledon final, and incredibly, his 4th consecutive Grand Slam decider. This level of consistency is the hallmark of a true champion, a new dominant force. The transformation of his game from a solid baseline power to an all-court weapon that works beautifully on grass is a testament to his work ethic and intelligence. Sinner's performance was so flawless, so utterly dominant, the article poses a chilling question. Even a peak-conditioned Djokovic might have struggled to deal with the barrage coming his way. That is the level we are talking about. Sinner's rise is simply staggering, and if you are as impressed by his journey from a struggling youngster on grass to a Wimbledon finalist, go ahead and hit that like button to show some respect for the new world number one. While one titan was falling, another was reinforcing his reign on the other side of the draw. The Spanish superstar, Carlos Alcaraz, was busy booking his own ticket to the final. He faced the powerful American fifth seed, Taylor Fritz, in a grueling four-set battle under the sweltering London sun. The scoreline, 6-4, 5-7, 6-3, 7-6, tells the story of a champion being pushed, being tested, but ultimately proving his unshakable mettle. Alcaraz is on a quest for his own piece of history, a third consecutive title at the All England Club, a three-peat. He came into the match on a terrifying 23-match winning streak here. He left with it extended to 24. His career record on grass now stands at an unbelievable 35 wins from just 38 matches. He is, simply put, a natural on this surface, a modern master of the lawns. Unlike Sinner's cool, methodical demolition, Alcaraz's match was a gripping drama of shifting momentum. He flew out of the blocks, breaking Fritz in the very first game and racing through the first set in just 35 minutes, dropping only 4 points on his serve. It looked like it would be a quick, painless affair, but Fritz, a formidable opponent with a cannon of a serve, weathered the storm. The match was interrupted twice for spectators struggling in the intense heat, and these breaks seemed to disrupt Alcaraz's rhythm. At 5-6 in the second set, a moment of weakness. Alcaraz had one of his rare lapses in concentration. A costly double fault handed Fritz 3 set points, and one long forehand later, the match was shockingly level. This is the mark of Alcaraz's greatness, though. Lesser players might crumble. Faced with adversity, he resets and thrives. After a lengthy changeover, he got back to business, drawing Fritz into the net before executing a perfect lob for an early break. This time, he dropped just 1 point on serve all set and broke Fritz again to edge back ahead. The fourth set was a nail-biter, a tense affair that went all the way to a tiebreak. Fritz even earned 2 set points, threatening to push the match to a dramatic fifth set. But Alcaraz, nerveless, saved them both with clutch play and then converted his very first match point with a triumphant guttural roar. He's now been to 5 Grand Slam finals in his young career, and he has won them all. His composure in the biggest moments is already the stuff of legend. So, the stage is set. The final that the entire tennis world was hoping for, praying for. Sinner versus Alcaraz. The world number 1 versus the world number 2. The Iceman from the Italian mountains versus the fiery matador from Spain. It's a repeat of their epic French Open final from just last month, a match that stretched for an unbelievable 5 hours and 29 minutes, ending in a championship tiebreak won by the Spaniard. Now, Sinner has his chance for revenge on a different surface, a surface he has now mastered. This isn't just a match, it's the crystallization of a new rivalry that promises to define the sport for the next decade. Their styles are a perfect, electrifying contrast. Sinner, with his relentless, flat, powerful ground strokes, applying suffocating pressure from the baseline, giving opponents no time to think. Alcaraz, with his flair, his creativity, his explosive movement, and his magical touch at the net, able to conjure winners from impossible positions. It's power versus artistry, precision versus passion. And it's happening on the most famous stage in tennis for the ultimate prize. The tactical battle will be fascinating. Can Sinner's flat, penetrating shots rush the Spaniard and prevent him from unleashing his creative genius? Or will Alcaraz's variety, his wicked slice and sublime drop shots, disrupt Sinner's rhythm and pull the stoic Italian out of his comfort zone? As Hollywood stars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Rami Malek looked on from the royal box, the script for the future of tennis was written. The era of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, the greatest period in the sport's history, is officially in the history books. We are now firmly and thrillingly in the age of Sinner and Alcaraz. This final isn't just about who wins Wimbledon in 2025. It's about who takes the lead in the race to become the next undisputed king of the sport. Who will land the next major blow in this budding, epic rivalry? We're going to be breaking it all down right here, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our analysis of what is destined to be a legendary final. The future